Page 25, Preparatory B, all-in-one approach. Yankee Doodle. Oh my goodness, this is a wonderful, festive, energetic piece for our students. The practice steps are so important for our students. Find all the skips and circle them. And if students have any kind of difficulty, just go through the same instructions I gave you in our last video, where we find a line note to a line note, circle it, and then put an X on the space that is skipped. So students can start to visualize it. And let's have them say it, line to a line note with a space skipped. The next one would be, in the left hand, measure 7. This time it's a space note to a space note, and have the students put an X on the line that is skipped. And we can say it like this, a space note to a space note with a line skipped. And that's how they learn their skips. So we all know this piece. So here's the wonderful teacher part. Woohoo! On page 26 is a new unit, Unit 5. Here the students are learning the C position pattern. So students learn that this is base C. So I asked the students to play with a flexible wrist and strong fingers. Let your wrist roll in one smooth motion from one key to the next. So you notice I'm asking the students to think about playing smoothly. If a student can't do that yet, don't worry about a legato touch. They will learn that in 1A of the method. So now I'm just testing the waters to see if our students can do that. So we want to make sure that when our students play the instrument, that they are actually learning to shift their weight so that each finger actually becomes the same size. So if the student is playing with their thumb, have them drop to the bottom of the key. Make sure that they are still on that outside tip of their thumbnail with 4 knuckles that are higher than the wrist, and that they play with a flexible wrist. We could do this lovely Russian approach where the student drops and rolls slowly around like this. The next note would be, if I'm looking at water lilies, the first C, the student can drop and roll around like this. When they get to the D, they'll also drop and roll slowly around like this. It's going to take time for students to feel fluid in this physical gesture. And then the E, this, and then the F, rolling, and then the G. Always seeing that letter C between fingers 1 and 2. So now when the student plays this piece as written, I have to get my GoPro hooked up above me, that you will notice that the student transfers their weight from the thumb, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, 5th finger is much more closer to you now, like that. So if the student can't do that though, wait for 1A, and that's where they learn the legato approach. All right, so I do want to say that sometimes when students are playing handing, something like this, right, they're always bouncing up and down and their wrist is really floppy and loose. But if the student actually uses weight transfer and notices that their upper arm moves freely, right, and that their upper arm is the one that creates the power for all of the playing apparatus, then they can play all kinds of 5-finger patterns very easily and with good coordinated motion. So this water lily piece goes like this. So if the students are still making it non-legato, that's fine. And the musicality girl asks, do Did the title sound like the piece when you played it? All right, so if the student is hammering into the keys, then it definitely isn't going to sound like Water Lilies. But if they're playing peacefully and beautifully, then they're going to equate that with water lilies that are just resting gently on top of the water.